Welcome to my channel, SteveO the Window Cleaner. Today, I'm going to talk to you about window cleaning soaps, detergents, and what I have found over my years of what is my favorite combination for soap for using for window cleaning for winter and spring. And I really dove into this in 2020 as far as kind of trying to figure out what I like best. I haven't tried everything in the world, but I've tried pretty close to it. So let's just jump right into it, and we'll call this the ultimate window cleaning soap review. Okay, so we're just gonna go down the list, and I'm just gonna tell you about each one, tell you about what I've found with each one, try to make it quick overall, but I can give you a pretty good overview of all these and what you really wanna do with all of them. Okay, some spam text messages always. So, let's talk about first, Sorbo glass cleaning soap and the Squeegee Glide. So I did a review on this last year, and basically this is a powder. You can hear it. And then this you want to add. You want to use these two together. Without this, and you just use this, it will not work very well. You want this to give glide. There is no soap foam with this, okay? So if you like a non-sudsy solution, this would be very, very good for you, but there's no suds with it, no suds at all, okay? I will link the video that I did about this below, but that is it as far as that goes. Next, who remembers Ecover? Ecover is a pretty good dish soap, but what I found with the Ecover, really nice on the hands. They used to have the one with the aloe vera in it. I don't know if this one did. I bought this last year, never really used it that much. It's just a clear soap overall, but really, really easy on the hands. That's a nice thing. But what I found with this is that you needed a lot to keep sudsy and to keep a good glide, and I would have to add a lot during the day, and I would wind up using way more of this than what I really ever wanted to. So I wouldn't suggest buying this. You mostly have to buy it off Amazon. They're not really available at stores from what I find around here. So that's Ecover. This was really popular, I want to say about in 2014, 2015, and I don't really hear about it much anymore, but just a clear soap overall, but overall pretty good, but I just wouldn't suggest it for professional use if needed. The Gladiator. The Gladiator was a new soap that has come out. I did a review about this with the Sorbo Ultra 45 channel. Really nice soap overall. Really nothing wrong with it. Has good suds, has good glide, cleans really well. Not much different than what you would find from like normal dish soap overall, but really enjoyed it. Has a really good scent to it as well. And so if you want to check that out, it's not available at window cleaner stores yet, but I think it will in time, but don't quote me on that. But really cool soap. Did a review on that recently too. But let's get into, let's talk about the Moorman soap. So I did a review on this almost like a year and a half to 2 years ago. Smells awesome. I love the smell of this. As you can tell, I bought this a year and a half ago, used some of it and didn't use it ever again. What I found with it is that it dried super fast in the summer, super fast. I did not like it because of that. Overall though, the glide when you use it is super good. The windows came super clean. I think there's an extra additive in there to help with that. But overall, I did not find it worth it. It's an expensive soap overall to purchase and to keep going with. I just wouldn't, I would not buy this. If you buy the smaller bottles of it, it's really cool to have that as like an extra bottle for solution if you use bottles. But I would not invest in the Moorman soap. I just did not find it that great. Great smell, all that good stuff, but overall just was not my favorite overall. It does come with a cool little thing here on the back you put in here. Makes it real easy to load soap. So if you want a cool little bottle for that, then you can buy this if you want. Let's see, what is this? This says Winsole 120. So Winsole 120 is a combination of Winsole APC 100 and Winsol Super Sip, okay? So you just basically get 2-in-1. This is a one-stop shop. You just put this in your solution. Great for the summer. What I found with this was pretty good glide, but not as good as glide as mixing Dawn and Winsol Super Slip during the summer. So I really enjoyed it. Really, really good as far as the concentration of the soap in the water. I did not have to use any more during the day after I used this once. That was it. So that's always really, really nice to have in a solution. But overall, it looks white because it got frozen. So I don't know if it's ruined. I don't really know. I haven't used Winsole in the winter, but it froze in my van. So really, really good soap overall. But not my go-to favorite, I would say, out of all of them. But if you really like Winsole products and you like the Super Sip and the APC100, you don't have to buy them like that. You can just buy them all in one, just like that. So let's talk about Dawn Heavy Duty. So Dawn Heavy Duty, I started using this, I want to say 2 summers ago. And I like it, but too much suds. Too much suds with heavy duty. The nice thing is that when you put this in the morning in your bucket, you don't need to add any more soap throughout the whole entire day. You can even I never on-fill my bucket fully during the day, but what you can do with this is you don't have to hardly add any. If you have restaurants and you just really want an extreme dish detergent, this is really great. It's a little harder to find too. A lot harder to find than regular Dawn. I found it always at Lowe's, but that was it. But I wouldn't say to search this out. When I first mentioned this, people were messaging me like, oh my gosh, where do I find it? I must search out this soap. And I was like, I wouldn't go that far with it. Like regular Dawn works pretty well. But if you want a really powerful dish soap and you really like Dawn, I would try it. It lasts a long time. But I found with pole work that it was too sudsy and then would leave too much bleeding, especially in the winter. That's when I stopped using this. And I noticed that with brand new rubbers, I was leaving line behind. It was because it was too much concentration of soap overall. So if you really, really love suds, this would be your thing. If you don't like suds, you don't like a lot of suds, do not buy this. So as we went over, Winsol Super Sip and Winsole APC. APC is just gonna be a soap. It's got okay glide, it's not got great glide, but it doesn't mess up your day at all. Great concentration as far as when you put it in. You don't need to add more throughout the day. So really enjoyed it for that part. But I wouldn't use it alone. If I use it, I would use it with this. So that would be it as far as that goes. This is one of my favorite things out there, is Winsole Super Sip. So if you need something to keep your water wetter longer and you want more glide during the summer, Winsole Super Sip. All day, every day. So this is my combo. This in the summer, and then we'll talk about this, and then glass Gleam add in for residential. And what I started doing is using these two during the winter now, and then when it gets hot, I add this. So let me get to that in a second. But Winsole Super Sip, you could pretty much add with any other thing, and it's just an additive to make the water wetter longer overall and give you really, really good glide. Love this stuff. I mean, really, really love this stuff. This was a huge game changer for me last year, especially on commercial, larger windows in the sun. I did a video of how to clean windows in direct sunlight, because that's hard. And this was really, really great overall. So I'll even add that. I'll even add extra of this if I'm doing windows straight in the sun, just to give me more and more time overall to get those windows clean. But great, great product. If you've never picked this up before, I would really pick some up, especially if you use Dawn a lot and you want something to last longer. And then Joy. Joy is a sweet ass soap. It has a really, really good scent to it overall. People really, really love it. And it's something that people have used for a long time, especially high-rise guys. I always hear about high-rise guys using Joy. I used to love it. The smell, customers will comment on the smell all the time. One thing about Joy, it doesn't keep consistently sudsy in your solution all day long. So you have to add more and more throughout the day. That's one thing I found with it. Really, really good glide with it. Very, very similar to Dawn, but just doesn't keep the suds all day. Also kind of hard to find this nowadays. I order mine off Amazon. I get these small little ones and I just keep them, extra ones, just in case I ever want some overall. Let's talk about Dawn Heavy Duty Degreaser. Use a lot of this stuff. This stuff is extremely powerful. So if you have a restaurant and you use stuff like Simple Green or a degreaser, that's all this really is. If you use it, I wouldn't do like 3 shots on a window, I'd do 1 shot. This stuff is heavily concentrated. If you use too much, you start getting rainbow streaks everywhere, because it's almost like if you use too much, it almost turns into an oil on the glass and you can't get it all off. So one spray on one pane, even large panes, I would do one spray and work it in. But great for fingerprints, great for restaurants overall to cut through that grease if you need to. Works on tint, very, very safe to use. But I do use a lot of this at restaurants when I have them. So let's talk about Dawn real quick. Dawn is probably like the leading dish soap for window cleaners in the whole entire nation of America. Over in the UK, it's Fairy or something like that. But Dawn, you can never go wrong with Dawn. It's probably gonna be your least expensive overall to use. If you got a lot of guys, I would just use Dawn. And what I really like doing is mixing that with Glass Gleam 4. I mix like a capful of this with a 5-second pour of this, and overall it's really, really good as far as the combination. Glass Gleam, what I think it does, this is what I think it does. I'm not gonna tell you all about it because I don't really know all about it, but it definitely gives the windows an extra pop. And what I noticed too is that it cuts through more than just if you have Dawn only. So if I'm doing a really dirty house, I'll do 2 capfuls with 5 to 6 second push of this into the bucket of about 3 gallons of water. And I've had this since last summer. So you see, I haven't even used that much because I just use a cap. But I use it mostly with homes. But lately, I just use it all the time. And you can order this in a gallon too. But if it's just a one-man show, I just suggest ordering this. I don't like it alone. I did a video about it alone too. Alone, it has no suds, no glide. You just can't use it alone. At least I can't use it alone. I just don't like it. But overall, this would be one of the other ones I would truly invest in, is this, the Winsol Super Sip, and Dawn. You know, just like we've talked about, Dawn, #1 thing for really all people. Things I haven't talked about here is like using ammonia. You can always add that to your solution. A lot of guys do that. I don't use that personally. There's Glass Gleam 3 as well. I don't use Glass Gleam 3. Any extra ones I'm not thinking about here? Not really. This is just what I use overall. I always put mine in my bucket. What people always ask is how long or how much do you put in your bucket? After some time, you just get used to how much you put in. I've never measured it. I was talking a little bit, if I'm just using Dawn, I do a fast 6 to 7 count of just straight in the bucket. I like it sudsy. I like sudsy. There's a lot of people out there that do not like a sudsy solution. That's perfectly fine. It's a perfectly fine way to work that way. I just like it sudsy. Makes me feel like I'm doing something good. So those are my thoughts on some many different soaps overall. I have a lot of videos about all these particular soaps, me using them, so check those out. I'll put the links to the ones that are available at Window Cleaning Resource. As always, if you need any supplies, if you need soaps, if you need whatever, you can always contact me. My email, steveo@windowcleanresource.com, or my phone number, 970-599-1437. And then I'm also usually on chat on the weekend on the website, windowcleaner.com. So you can also find me there on the weekends. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. But those are the soaps that I have used that I think are really good. So pretty much my primo setup that I think everybody should have if they want to follow what I do. Winsol Super Sip, Glass Gleam, and done. And it's as simple as that. And that's what I would do for everyone if I could. So simple as that. Spray away. I don't know why I have this here. You can use that on tiny little things, but don't use that much. But overall, guys, that's it as far as my ultimate soap review. Have a good day. Bye.